Hi everyone, Anna here with the Coding Guild. Today we are going to look at 5 steps you should consider taking before signing up for any medical billing or coding course for thousands of dollars, because this is a great profession, I love it, but it is not a right fit for everybody. And the only real way to know whether it will be a good fit for you or not is to try it. In this video, we will review the general expectations of the industry, what you must be comfortable with in this field, and how to get started with hands-on coding immediately, if you wish, for completely free. This will give you an opportunity to evaluate without financial or other risks whether you are ready to do this for 40+ hours a week. For all resources mentioned, please see the links in the description below. The first step you should consider taking is to research the industry and familiarize yourself with its language and the kind of things you will be expected to know, especially if you don't have previous background in the medical field. For ideas, let's look at the official CPC syllabus from AAPC. The first thing they teach you is the business of medicine. By researching this topic online, you will find that it covers the basics of how healthcare and insurance works. You get introduced to important abbreviations, the parts of Medicare, what medical necessities, some healthcare law, and so on. Look into these topics to have a feel for the industry and see if you can get invested in the language and the topics presented to you. As a biller or coder, you will have to read official guidance, government transmittals, and all sorts of articles on a daily basis. Make sure that you would be okay with that. The second thing to consider is anatomy and medical terminology. You are not expected to become a doctor and you will always have access to resources, but a strong basic knowledge of these topics is expected from medical coders and billers. Please review some anatomical charts and medical terminology sheets to see how you vibe with them. Would it be easy or hard for you to memorize all these things? Now on to the more challenging part. As you can see, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th chapters in the CPC curriculum all deal with ICD-10 CM coding. This is the code system we are using for assigning diagnoses and the one that we all must learn regardless of the type of billing or coding we choose to do. Now let's see how to get to know procedural coding. The code set used will depend on who you are coding for. For the CPC, COC, and CCSP certifications, you will need CPT codes and their modifiers. Unfortunately, this code set is not available for free as it is the copyrighted property of the American Medical Association, but you can have a feel for how it looks, works, and what the guidelines are just by watching videos or reading articles from the AAPC Knowledge Center. I linked a very good piece from which you can learn 2 things about yourself. 1. Are you comfortable reading operative notes? And 2. Do you have the patience to find the tiny differences between codes? CPT is very precise. Coders and billers must pay close attention and be detail-oriented at all times. To get some hands-on experience with CPT coding, I recommend you focus on one section on anesthesia, for example, because it has relatively fewer codes and applicable modifiers. Then read some articles, watch some videos, and even attempt some quizzes. The point is not to become proficient in CPT coding by doing this, but to see whether the world of this code set and the verbiage you will constantly be exposed to as a coder or biller is of interest to you. The other code set mentioned in the course syllabus is the HCPCS Level 2, or as we say, HCPCS codes. These are public. You can download and review them from the CMS website or use the site pictured here, hcpcsdata.com. These will also be used for the CPC, COC, and CCSP exams, so have a look, get familiar, and attempt some related questions. Don't worry much about coding guidelines with this code set quite yet. From here, the average coder is mainly using the modifiers and the G codes by direct indexing. And last, but definitely not least, if you are looking into inpatient coding, the CCS or CIC credentials, download the PCS code set from the CMS website for a trial run. The full book is available in electronic format, the guidelines, the index, tabular, and all appendices. To get started, look at the guidelines first. The final step in knowing whether medical coding and billing is right for you is to look at the return on investment or the coding salaries. The average salary as of the 24th of March 2021 is $22.4 an hour, but ranging from $16.50 to $31, depending on region, role, and experience. Please note that the employment type is not specified in this salary data, but is important because medical coders are often contractors and not employees. An hourly pay of $22 is only about $18 after all taxes are paid, and then of course you need health insurance and all the other benefits that employees would receive. So please take this data with a grain of salt. AAPC's salary survey is also a little bit misleading due to the current situation and the COVID shutdowns and their effect on the industry. What we see here is that in 2019, pictured with the orange columns, salaries rose in general, but in 2020 they all collapsed except for the CDEO credential. Will they bounce back with the economy reopening? Will they sink more due to increased offshoring? Who knows? This is the current landscape by region based on data that LinkedIn has access to through their employers' job posts. For an accurate picture, please definitely research your own state and area on Glassdoor, ZipRecruiter, or Indeed to be able to decide whether medical billing and coding would be a beneficial move for you financially. And this is all we had for today. I hope you found it helpful. As always, please check our website for more coding help and information. I will see you soon in our next video.